Pat, how would you grade the offensive line so far halfway this season against you guys' play?
We've gotten better each game, but we still have a lot to get better at. Like we got the message today from Coach Meyer is how complacency is a killer. So we're not gonna get complacent. We're gonna keep getting better and never be satisfied. Always be hungry. So we're gonna keep going.
Why would you be complacent this week, though? I mean, they're number 5 in the country in total defense.
Right.
Number 1, I think, against the rush and stuff.
Right.
What stands out of it? Has that gotten y'all's attention?
Right, definitely. It's going to be a hard environment to play in. And communication is key among the offensive line. And they like to blitz a lot, so we're going to have to communicate with JT and everybody, and it's going to be tough. So we've been working on that, and if we go in and do our job, we should be happy at the end of the day.
There have been offensive lines that have gone over there and gone to like hand signals instead of verbal because it's tough. I mean, are y'all going to stick with the verbal? It looks like.
Yeah,
now?
we've got different procedures in case we can't hear that lined up. We've been practicing. We've got the crowd noise out there on the speakers, so we've been practicing, in that environment, trying to simulate it.
When you see JT take off for those touchdown runs and kind of have the vision to run that zone read efficiently, do you guys kind of take ownership of that as a unit? In other words, you guys are setting up his success.
Definitely.
What's the message there?
Definitely. As long as everyone does their job, then plays like that are open and allows for JT to take off and take those holes and score touchdowns. So as long as everyone's doing their job and those plays are open like that.
And that's something that you knew he was capable of from day one?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Pat, were you guys a huddle team in high school?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we huddled.
Do you miss that? I mean, do you miss the quarterback sometimes leaning in and yelling at everybody, or those kind of, you guys are no huddle here.
Right.
And I guess what's the good and the bad of like having a huddle and a no huddle?
Well, the no huddle is a lot faster tempo, so you have to be in a lot better shape because you run a play, and you're if we do a fast tempo like a hurry up offense, you're right back on the ball, listening, waiting for the other play and line up and running again. So we condition for that. I guess in high school you run a play, get a break for a second, go back and run a play, but. Yeah, I mean, just the no huddle's a faster tempo, and you have to condition for that.
Yeah.
All the linemen, it's a different kind of mentality.
But do you miss like that? Like I said, the quarterback leaning in there and telling guys what to do, or is that overrated?
Yeah, it's overrated, I guess. I mean, I like what we're doing here. This works. So.
How much more difficult are the hand signals to use than calling out the plays? Because I mean, obviously, you guys are using that as a backup plan, not like your first plan.
I wouldn't say it's as much difficult as it is just different because we practiced the verbal from camp until like this week, and it's just different, getting adjusted to it, and we can adjust and we'll be fine doing it.
Any more?
Yeah. Well, last thing.
Two more questions. One more
Jacoby,
question.
Are you and Jacoby pretty much the two centers now? I mean, if you have to use centers.
Definitely, yeah.
Obviously he was in there late last week and stuff, and it was either you or him, I would think, at that point.
Yeah.
But does that put an extra burden on a guy like you to be the backup center?
I mean, it's just part of the game, Like when Coach Warner's installing the offense, I pay attention to every position,
Yeah.
Just because you want to get the big picture of why we're doing things. But it's just different, snapping the ball and making the calls, But like I said, I'm ready to do it.
Is Joel Hale banged up right now? I mean, is he? I mean, who are the backup guards at this point?
Oh yeah, Joel, Chase. Joel and Chase are the backup guards. Tony Underwood's a backup guard too.
Mm-hmm.
So those guys are our backups.
Talk about
thank you, buddy.
Can I ask just one last thing? They're so good against the run. What are the things you guys are going to have to do to establish it? I mean, the numbers are so disparate. You're averaging 260 and they're only giving up 60.
Right. Just communication, identifying what they're doing and communicating it to all guys on the line, and then just running our plays off of that. That's going to be the key, is communicating in that hostile environment. If we can do that, we'll have a successful day.
Are they a big trick unit, or are they pretty much lining up and play you pretty straight up?
They like the blitz.
Yeah.
They like the blitz a lot. This will be the heaviest blitzing we've played so far, so it'll be different.
Thanks, Pat.